It has been a deadly start to summer along several of America's most popular beaches. At least 10 people have drowned along the Gulf Coast of Alabama and the Florida Panhandle over the past several weeks. So far this year, there have been 55 reported drownings in the U.S. and its territories. In all of these tragedies, the culprit is rip currents. I'm Weather and Radar meteorologist James West, and let's talk about these summer swimming dangers. So what is a rip current? Possible at any beach in an open body of water, including the Great Lakes, a rip current is a powerful, narrow channel of rapid-moving water pulling away from shore. These currents, reaching speeds of 8 feet per second, can quickly pull swimmers away from shore. Battling the current, swimmers can quickly become fatigued and are susceptible to drowning if a lifeguard can't reach them. So what can you do if caught in one? Immediately alert a lifeguard if one is available. Instead of trying to swim back to shore against the current, swim parallel to the beach. This will help you get out of the current and allow you to swim back to shore. Many of the recent deaths have occurred when dangerous conditions were reported and swimming wasn't recommended. Beaches use different flags to alert swimmers of dangers. Single red flag is posted when high surf and currents are present and only strong swimmers should go into the water. And finally, double red flags are posted when the beach is closed for swimming. A special purple flag could also be present if stinging marine life like jellyfish, sea nettles, and stingrays are present. The best way to stay safe during your beach vacation is to swim at a guarded beach and check with the lifeguard station for the latest surf conditions.